Welcome student to this video where we will discuss the quadratic formula, in particular how to solve a quadratic equation using the formula. In the previous video we saw how we solve a quadratic equation using the method of factoring, and we said that using the quadratic formula will be a very powerful tool. The answer will show up directly, so we will focus in this video on the quadratic formula. Now, what's the quadratic formula that you need to memorize is given to you here. So let me just zoom it in. So you'll have three numbers, a number in front of x squared, a number in front of x, and there will be a number alone. And what's the quadratic formula? It's just negative b, which is this one. And then we have b squared minus 4ac inside the square root. And then we have two options, plus and minus, and then we divide by 2a. So keep this formula in front of you because all what you need to do is plug in the numbers in this formula. Let me jump directly to a first example here, which is example number 4. Well, if we will use the quadratic formula, the first thing we need to do is to identify what is a, what is b, and what is c. Now, the number in front of a and e is this one, the number in front of x squared. And because there is no number, we know that this number is 1. Now, for b, it will be the number in front of x, which is 2. And finally, for c, it will be negative 24. So everything, we will take it as c. Now, all what we need to do is we need only to take this equation here and we use it. So I'll just copy it because it's a standard thing we need to do. Copy it up here. And now, all what we need to do is to substitute. So how much x equal to? Well, we substitute instead of 2, we write, instead of b, we write 2. Instead of a, we write 1. Instead of c, we write negative 24. So if we do it here slowly, we should get negative 2 instead of negative b, plus or minus square root of b squared, so 2 squared negative 4 times a times c, divided by 2 times. Now, of course, if you have calculator, you can find those very quickly. I'll do them here. Now, if we do this one, this will give me 96, and this will give me 4. So this will be 100 divided by 2. Now, furthermore, how much is square root of 100? It's just 10 divided by 2. Of course, this is not only the value for x. Now, the final answer, one time you do the calculation with a plus, and one time do the calculation with negative. So one time I will just do the plus, and that's equal to 8 minus 2, that's equal to 4. And the other time, I'll just do it with negative. So negative 10 divided by 2, and this is minus 6. So finally, solution set is 2 answers, which is 4, 6. Of course, we need to plug in the answers in the question itself. So I have put here 4 and put here 4. Check if your answer is 0. And then do the same thing, plug in 6, and check if your answer is 0. So this is how we use the quadratic formula. As I said, it's just a simple calculation to reach to the conclusion. Let's apply it in another example and see what we will get. Again, in example number 5, we need to solve this quadratic equation using the formula. So you need to identify for me what is a. A is the number in front of x squared. What is b? Is the number in front of x. And what is c? Is the number alone. Now, what's the quadratic equation? This is the quadratic equation. So we just use it. So we write minus 6 root 2 plus or minus square root of. Now we have to do b squared. So we have 6 square root of 2 negative 4 times 9 times 2 divided by 2 times 9. Of course, we just need to do the arithmetics here. Negative 6 square root of 2 plus or minus square root. Now we need to do this one up here, which will be, if we do it slowly, this will be 36 times 2, 72 negative. If we do this one, we'll get also 72. So we get 72, negative 72 divided by 18. Now 72 minus 72, this is just 0. So minus 0. So the final answer will get minus 6 square root of 2 divided by 18. And this is only one answer, and one answer only. Of course, this we can simplify it by dividing by 3. So we get this one. And here we get only one answer. And that's fine. Sometimes we will get only one answer if we don't have anything down the square root. So, and this is the solution set. Again, we should plug in instead of x this number here and check if we get 0. Next example, we need in example 6, again, we need to solve a quadratic equation. So you find a and b and c. And we can notice that all of them equal to 1. The number in front of x squared is 1, the number in front of x is 1, and the number alone also 1. And now all what we need to do is we need to find or to apply the quadratic equation. Now apply it with x equal to 1 everywhere. A, B, C equal to 1. Negative 1 plus or minus square root of 1 square minus 4 times 1 times 1 divided by 2 times 1, which is negative 1 plus or minus square root of negative 3 divided by 2. And now we have a problem. Negative 3, this is not a real number. This is a complex number. So what shall we do in this case? We stop directly and we say there is no solution. So not all the time we might get solution. Sometimes we might have no solution. And if we have no solution, how do we write the solution set? We just open a bracket and we close that bracket. And that's the case that we get no solution. So how do we know that we have no solution? If the number inside the square root is negative, that we know there is no solution. If the number inside the square root is 0, we know this will get all cancelled and we will have only one solution. Of course, otherwise we will get two solutions, one with the plus and one with the minus. Those are the 3 examples. And now let me jump ahead and write this remark I just said about how many solutions we should expect. Now, if we look at that, whatever inside the square root, we call it discriminant, which is b squared minus 4ac. And if you see that if the discriminant is 0, that's the case we will have only one solution. If the discriminant is negative, we will get no solution. Otherwise, if it's positive, we get 2 solutions. So the discriminant is exactly will tell me how many solutions I would or I should expect from a quadratic equation. Example 7 is a very nice example because the equation here is not quadratic, but again, we will use the idea of a quadratic equation to solve it. How are we going to use it? I want you to focus with me in this. Now, if you look at this one, this is power 6 and this is power 3. So it's almost half. So if you agree with me, I can do something here. Now, ask yourself, what should I write here to get this back? And what should I write here to get this back? here we will just write it 1 over x power 3, and this we can do the same. Now if we check this one, if we square this one, we get 2 times the 3, this is power 6, and this one will just give me back this one here, 9 over x cubed plus 8. Now again, this is a quadratic equation. Something square plus something without square, a number alone. How we are going to solve it? We will solve it by the same way. The thing in yellow equal minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a, which is equal to, now all what we need to find is the number of a, b, and c, and those number will be negative 9 plus or minus square root of 9 squared minus 4 times 1 times 8 for AC divided by 2 times 1. Now, if we do the calculation, we get on the left side 1 over x cubed equal to negative 9 plus or minus square root of 81, it will be square root of 49 divided by 2, which means, let me just do it further here, plus or minus 7 divided by 2, which means we have two options, 1 over x cubed equal to negative 1. If we use the plus, we get negative 1, or the other option, 1 over x cubed equal, if we plug in, minus 8. And we need to solve this one. Now, how we are going to solve this one? Of course, we have to multiply everything by x cubed. And that would give me just 1 in one side equal negative x cubed. If we take the negative to the other side, we get x cubed equal negative 1. So x equal negative the cubic root of negative 1. So x equal negative 1. Now this one side, the other side will be 1 equal negative 8x cubed. Now if we divide by negative 8, we get 1 divided negative 8. So x equal the cubic root of negative 1 divided by 8. So x equal negative half. And those are the two answers. And we just need to check. Of course, we have to check in the original question that our answer is correct. And then we write them as a solution.